So I've always been of the belief that a HUB skateboard cannot be an all-terrain skateboard, but I never like to judge a book by its cover. So today we've got the MAXFIND FF Plus. It's the all-terrain edition of the FF series. Now this board is exactly the same as their street board, except it comes standard with airless all-terrain tires. It has the same 6 amp hour swappable battery. It has the same flexi deck that looks like carbon fiber, but is a mixture of carbon fiber and plastic. The rear motors are a dual 1200 watts, and they say this will do up to 38 kilometers per hour. And it comes with its same very usable and very comfortable handle to pull behind you. So how are we going to test out this board today? We're going to put it through 3 different scenarios. We're going to do a street test, we're going to do a grass and dirt test, and then we're going to put it to an extreme off-road test. It's going to be the same place we tested the Endeavour Pro. And because it's a 6 amp hour battery, we brought the spare, so if we do go flat, we can do a quick swap on the field, in the field. Alright guys, here is the first quick look at the FF Plus. As you can see, there's those 6-inch airless tires. So this thing is really, we're testing 2 things today. Can a HUB motor board handle all terrain? And can an airless wheel? Have they got better than they used to be? Because we all remember the horrible old honeycomb airless wheels. Well, this is a solid state rubber, so it could be better, it could be worse. We don't know, but we are going to test it. Now, as I mentioned, it's the same deck as the FF Street, so it's got that flex to it, which can be a good thing, but it can sometimes be a bad thing if it's too flexy. Woo! Oh my God, these trucks are carvy. I can tell you on these rough roads, it's actually very smooth. The rubber is actually very grippy, and it's a lot softer than those old school honeycomb airless tires. I'm in speed mode 1, let's go into speed mode 4, eh? Okay, so the 1200 watt hubs have a nice amount of power. It's not neck breaking, but as far as road, like if you bought this because you live in, say, London with horrible potholes and cobblestones, I think you'd be very happy with how it performs, how it rides. It's got a really nice sharp turn on it. Let's go over this bump. Ooh. Okay, so very safe to say it goes well on the road and smooth surfaces. Let's go to the grass and the dirt and let's see if it performs half as good, because that was really nice. All right, test 2 or part 2. Now we're on the grass. Now, I'll admit straight away, it's very short and it's very hard grass, so it shouldn't have any issues. Woo! Okay. Now these airless tires, again, oh, big drop. Ooh. Okay, it actually goes, I think, again, because it's airless, it's a lot harder than a pneumatic, so it's almost sitting on top of the grass. It's performing really nicely so far. Ooh. Oh, got good brakes too. Now, a little pump track here. I think I'll bottom out though, because it is so flexy. Ooh. It's very, very smooth. Surprisingly smooth. Ooh. The skinny tires grabbed the line then. All right, let's see if we bottom out here. Oh, almost. Oh, just touched. Whew. Okay. Awesome. All right, now test 3. Let's look at some extreme, well, I call it extreme. Some of you guys might not, but I call it pretty extreme off-road. This is where we brought the PROPEL Endeavour Pro, and it is very rough. Ooh, oh, jeez, okay. Oh. It's definitely bumpy. But it all comes down to, can the motors handle the soft sand and dirt? Now I know my way around this track pretty well. Woo. Hey, I'll tell you right now, one big positive, how quiet this thing is. You're not going to piss anybody off, which is a big benefit. Like sometimes these things can get a real big whine on them. Okay, I think this is probably at its limit for off-road capability. Tell you what, the brakes are very nice, so it gives you a little bit of confidence that if you do get into trouble, you can stop yourself pretty quickly. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, where are we going down here? This is hard work, I don't need any breathing. Oh, there's a bump. Oh. Ooh. Hey. Gotta be a little bit careful. Whew. You gotta be a little bit careful because it's pretty warm today, so there will be quite a few snakes out. So I'm going to keep to the tracks and just keep an eye out. Okay, so street 100%, grass, dirt 100%, not a problem at all. Extreme off-road like this, it's doable, but those airless tires do dig in a tiny bit more than I would like. It still does it, but it's a real workout to stay on top of the board. But the power is actually really nice. And the fact that it's got a skinny wheelbase means you can get through those little narrow places quite nicely. Now I'm sure the lens is covered in dust, so I apologise if that is dirty. Alright, so let's wrap it up really quickly. How does the board perform out of the 3 tests we've done? On the road, it's really nice, very smooth. Definitely a great way to get around your city if you've got rough paths, cobblestones, that sort of thing. Grass, dirt, again, no problems. If you're in London and you need to cut through Hyde Park or something, it's not going to give you any trouble at all. We're on grass right now, sand, and it's going really well. Those tires are actually very nice. I'm not a big fan of airless tires, not anymore, but these are definitely nicer than those old school honeycomb tires that you used to get. Now, as far as off-road, it can do it, but it's a lot more work for you, the rider. You need to really concentrate on the ground coming up. Keep an eye on the deep sand, because these tires, being just that little bit narrow, can dig in. But all in all, it can do it. If you needed to do it, it would do it. Alright guys, super quickly, let's end with a SWOT analysis. It really has all the same strengths as the FF. Whisper quiet, really comfortable deck, having that really nice flex. Love the front handle, love the swappable batteries. The fact you can just turn it and lift it out and put another 6 amp hour battery in a matter of seconds. Really like the ground clearance, and these 1200 watt hub motors have really surprised me. I thought they'd be a little bit laggy, a little bit underpowered, but even in that sand and that off-road conditions, it's still had enough power to pull me up hills, or push me up hills, sorry. Opportunities, I think it could probably be a slightly stiffer deck, especially for off-road. It's just, for me, it's just a smidge. I'm talking a smidge too flexy, but that's because of my weight. Battery, I'd love to see a bigger battery option. It's 6 amp hours, but I'd love to see maybe a 10 or a 14 in there. As far as weaknesses, there really is nothing to mention on the board. It is what it is. It's an urban terrain. It'll take you pretty much anywhere you need to go. It's not going to get you there the fastest, but it's going to get you where you need to go. It's a good all-rounder. Lastly, threats. Are there any threats on the board? No, there's no threats, no ghost accelerations, no disconnects, nothing to mention at all really. It's a fun, safe board. I'd always recommend when you get it, go slow, learn the double kingpins. These ones are quite soft. You need to tighten them up if you're not used to them. If you're a beginner rider, start off in speed mode 1, because double kingpin is so different from a traditional truck. And to finish the video, guys, have I changed my opinion on hubs for an all-terrain board? Well, yes, I have. Pleasantly surprised. I had no idea how this would go, and this was the very first time I tried it on grass or off-road, and it actually did surprise me. Now, I'm not saying it's better than a PROPEL Endeavour Pro. I'm not saying it's better than a Bound Motor Flash with the 7-inch pneumatics and dual 3000 watt motors, but if you take it on face value for what it is, a dual hub 1200 watt low cost all-terrain skateboard, it does a pretty good job. So guys, let's end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you've enjoyed the content, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you've got any comments or questions, chuck them down below. I always respond to every single one. And yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching. Skate safe, and we'll see you on the next video.